Okay, everybody, welcome to our Team Mission Possible call. We're all excited. We just got home from conference and had a wonderful time. And I want to have some of the people that went to conference, or maybe all of you, share a little bit about what we learned at conference or your impressions of conference. We had a couple of first-time attendees. I'm hoping Darcy's going to get on the call and talk a little bit about what it was like to be there for the first time. And you guys, we have a ton of nuts and bolts kind of things to share today too, because of all the changes that were made. So I kind of want to start there to make sure we get those out of the way. I'm going to warn you that's probably not going to be a 30-minute call today because we've got so much to share. But we'll respect your time and get you off as quickly as possible. If you need to listen to it later, please do. But I think all of this is very important. You all need to know it. So I'm going to start out by talking about the new compensation plan, and then we're going to talk about the Tower Garden, and then we're going to have some fun stories, give those gals time to jump on the conference here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And first of all, does everybody need to cheers with their mugs? Who's got a mug handy? Oh, some of the people aren't here that have the mugs. So Sarah was kind enough to give out these gifts, and everybody had a lot of fun with those. Yours says get after it, and I can't remember what the rest of them say, but when they get on, we'll make them do the same thing. Okay, now we're ready here. So stay tuned while I share my screen here. Let's see, team presentation, share. You put this.
So you're going to do the sharing about the compensation plan first and then talk about the conference second?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to try to get through this in about 10 minutes or so, you guys, and then go from there. So hang in there. And I can't see you guys because if anybody has questions, you can use the chat function or just interrupt me if you like to. That's very appropriate. You guys go ahead and interrupt me since I'm going to minimize this. Take yourself off mute and ask questions. I would love for you to do that. So first of all, I mentioned that there is great information. They have created not only the documents that I shared for you, I mentioned that you guys should go ahead and print, but also there's great trainings. There's all kinds of information out there under what's new on your virtual office. So please go out there, you guys. This is probably the 5th time I've gone through this information. I've watched it 4 other times from 4 other people, and so it is very confusing. There's lots. I say that's very confusing, but actually they have simplified it amazingly. I think you're going to see that very quickly, but it's just you need to see it multiple times to kind of get it, if you will. So first of all, we're going to talk about the new pricing. And
can I ask where this graphic is? It some graphic that we have, or is it somewhere?
I created this graphic because I didn't have
okay, got it.
So first of all, when I say new prices didn't necessarily go up on all products, which is kind of interesting. They went down on some of the products. We did get this information a while back on Insights on our weekly newsletter. Our customers are also getting this information, so be prepared to ask questions or answer questions if you haven't already. But let's just compare and contrast what pricing looked like before or in the old world versus what we're calling the new world. And so prior to January 1 of 2020, and that's when these prices take effect. The old price for the Duo, for instance, was $44.50. For the Vineyard, it was $28.25. Omegas were $33.25. I mean, you have to remember all these crazy pricings. And now look what happens, you guys. So the new pricing on the Duo is $50. The new pricing on the Vineyard is, the berries. The new pricing on the berries is $25. The new pricing on the Omegas is $30. It's all round numbers. The new pricing on the Trio blend is $75. So much easier to remember. And look at those pay in full amounts. They're just full, whole, round numbers. So not so difficult to try to remember. And still, I've been here with the Juice Plus company for 15 years, and I you never really know some of the pricing. I kind of had to wing it a little bit. You know, the quad is 420, so that's maybe not quite as round, but not bad, right? So any questions on that so far? Can I move to the next screen? So new pricing, some up, some down. And note that, okay, so here's the other thing I want to mention. Note that the old pricing on the quad is $104.50. On the new pricing is $105. So really went up 50 cents if you buy the quad. Is anybody surprised by that? What's interesting, or where the numbers vary a little bit, or where it gets a little tricky, is something that is new and something that they've done to simplify the pricing is there's no additional shipping costs, no additional processing fee costs, and monthly installments are exactly the same as pay in full. If you do the monthly installment times 4, it's the same price as pay in full. So there's no differences. You don't have
So I want to say that's super exciting. There's, you know, the only thing you have to worry about now when you're talking to a customer is whether or not there's sales tax in their state. Right? There's no, okay, let me calculate shipping for you too, so you know that and you're not surprised. It's the flat number is so much easier.
It's really is simplified, you guys. When I was putting this together for us, I just said, wow. While it seems confusing, there's lots of new things. I think if you can just remember the simplification of all this, it's crazy good. And so one thing we wanted to make sure we all understood is, while the prices went up on some of our products, look at the pricing of the Trio since 2000. So in 2000, the price of a Trio blend was $245. And you can see it's just barely gone up to now it's $300 in 2020. But look at what they actually calculated. If you went out and bought all those fruits and vegetables in today's costs, we are still below what you can go out and buy those fruits and vegetables for. So cool. And again, just to help you guys feel good when you're talking to your customers about our pricing, and if they have any questions like, wow, went up so much, we'll just, you know, refer back to this and feel good about what Juice Plus has done as far as keeping the prices down, frankly. The other thing that is really exciting is, I don't know if many of you even understood how to figure out what we got paid on. So we had retail sales profit. We had, then we figured out, well, it was preferred customer pricing. We had wholesale pricing. Then the difference between that was your retail profit or retail sales profit. And then 75% of the retail, actually retail minus, anyway, you get the point. It was 75% of the wholesale price is what we considered PVCs. There's none of that anymore. And that's what you got paid on. It was crazy to try to remember, let alone explain it to new team members. And here's how it works now. So our retail sales profit, what we got paid on from dealer, which was the old position title, dealer all the way up to national marketing director, you got paid, for instance, on the Trio blend, you got paid $39. You know, if it was a doer, it was 23, vineyard 16, you guys can read. But look what happens now. Now what you're going to be able to calculate, if you know the price, which we do, remember that's really easy, it's simply just 10% of the price. And guess what? The price is now the product volume. We don't have multiple numbers. So if you know the price, that's the product volume, and the product volume times 10%, and we all can do that math, that's what our sales profit. They used to call it retail sales profits. The new term is now sales profit. So we've really, again, just simplified everything. But you might be looking at this and saying, Leanna, those numbers are lower. Anybody concerned about that? I know I was when I first looked at it. Wait a minute. Our product, our retail profit, our sales profit has gone down here. What's the deal? Well, hang on, you guys, because I promise you our checks are actually going up and not down, and here's why. Because look at what we were getting paid on in the past. So remember I talked about that 75% times wholesale, and then that's what you got paid on. That's what they figured out everything from there. Now we simply get paid on the product volume. So for instance, a trio blend used to be 169.5. Now the new product volume is 300. So that's why when we go forward, talk about what it's the volume is going to take for different titles. That's also going to seem like it's gone up, and it has. This is why, because the product.
Leanna, we need to mute some people.
Oh,
you're getting cut out.
Okay, because let's. Can you guys mute yourself? Let's go up here and see. I'm going to mute you, Kay. You're not muted. Let's see who else is not here. And let's Deanna, and I'm going to mute Donna Coyle. And okay, does that better? Go ahead and unmute yourself when you guys want to talk. I want to encourage questions. We just want to try to keep the background noise to on minimum here. Okay, so it's so quiet now. So again, check out how simple that is. We just need to know a couple of numbers. We need to know the price. If you know the price of your product, you know the product volume, we get paid 10% of the product volume as our retail sales profit or sales profit. Any questions on that? Again, you're gonna have to unmute yourself because I muted you all. No questions so far. Oh my goodness, you guys. All of these pricing, new prices take effect January 1. So one of the questions you should have is, what happens if my customer orders Juice Plus Trio Blend on December 15th?
I can answer that.
Okay, good.
So if any product ships before the prices go into effect, the monthly payments will remain on the old pricing system until it ships again in 2020. So they're recurring orders that happen to ship out in 2020. That's when the new prices will go in effect. Anything still on billing for them from this year will stay the same old prices.
And you guys will note that I'm only using the Trio Blend today. You'll want to go and look at the complete shake mix. We're not going to go through that today because we don't have time, but I'll be happy to go through that one-on-one or at another time with our team if we want to. But note that whether it is the big pouches or the individual sachets, they are all the same price now. And again, whether you pay in full or monthly installments, all the same price. Questions on that? Okay. Let's go. Whoops, I think I might be, whoa, sorry. We were here. Did we do this? Yes. Okay, sorry. Current slide. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's the new pricing, you guys. Now let's talk about how we get paid on all of that. That's changed, as well as we've got new positions and new titles. I'm going to grab a few notes here. If I miss anything, anyone that was at conference or has any comments, additions, please, again, just jump right in. So first of all, from this new compensation plan, we just call it marketing plan, we call it compensation plan. What you'll note, first of all, there's 5 new positions. So let's kind of walk through those positions again and what they used to be called. So we are no longer calling you a dealer when you join our team, which is anybody else as excited about that as I am? Like, holy cow. We are now partners. So when they join our team, they're partners. When they get to first level in the marketing plan or the compensation plan, we used to call them DDs. Now we call them Partner Plus. So we have a partner and a Partner Plus. The next level then used to be the VF. It's now called the Qualifying Sales Coordinator. So you'll see a pattern. We've got the qualifying sales coordinator. We've got the sales coordinator, which is the same position, but then we've added a whole new position here. Do you guys see this column right here? That was a big jump when Sarah went from sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator. Jennifer, what I keep on calling you Jennifer. Sarah, when you went from sales coordinator to senior sales coordinator, I remember what a huge jump that was and how big it was. I remember for myself even.
Yep.
It felt like the Grand Canyon there.
Yeah. Like, how are you ever going to get to that?
Right. I
Yeah.
guess they finally figured out that was a shortcoming. So now they've added a new position called qualifying senior sales coordinator. So you've got the qualifying sales coordinator, qualifying senior sales coordinator, and then as before, the qualifying national marketing director, and then the national marketing director. And then they've added on presidential marketing director plus presidential marketing director, executive marketing director, and international marketing director. And I think I listed those backwards. I think you go from national marketing director to international executive presidential and presidential marketing director plus. What's also really cool, you'll see that there's now 109,450 in title rewards. Many of those title rewards have increased. I know I looked at, let's see.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still doing matching bonuses or matching title rewards for when you sponsor someone?
For up to at least qualifying sales coordinator. I'm not sure about sales coordinator. We'll have to look at that. We're going to go through those first 4 positions in just a second. So let's see if we can get the answer, because I'm not positive. I know for sure not partner plus, but you definitely, yeah, you must. You get it for as a sponsoring active sponsor, you get a matching title reward for the $300 qualifying sales coordinator and the $600 sales coordinator.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So new positions, new title names. We'll pause there for a second. By the way, those title rewards they're calling them, that's 3 times as much they're now giving out as they used to give out. So that's cool. Anybody excited about that? Can't hear you now because we made you mute yourself. Oh boy. Okay. The other thing you might be noticing is they are commenting on the performance bonuses and the promote out bonuses. And you might be saying, wait a minute, Leanna, those have gone down too. And I know how you feel. I felt the same way, right? Feel, felt, found. So let's talk about what they are and why it's okay. Once again, we're going to go back, we're going to go back to what we're getting paid on. So the percentages used to be, oh, I skipped over the commission. Well, that's okay. We'll go to these first and then we'll go to commission. Yeah, let's go here and then we go back since I started the conversation. So we used to get a 5% performance bonus and a 4% promote out bonus. They've now simplified that and both of those are 3%. So again, you don't have to remember if it's 5, 4, whatever it is, it's both is 3. And because we're getting paid on a larger amount, that's where, that's where it's all good. How come it won't let me go back? Here we go. Okay, let's talk about though the commission percentages. Does anybody remember what those used to be? 6, 4, and 22, right? So those are now 5, 10, and 15. So much easier to remember, but much easier to remember when you get what's left on the table. For instance, if I'm a sales coordinator and you're a partner plus, I now get 10% and you get 5%. I always had to calculate the difference between 22 and 6 and 8 and 14. I could never remember all that. Again, very simplified, 5, 10, and 15%. Still, you get the 5% at partner, which used to be DD, 10% at qualifying sales coordinator, which used to be the VF, and 15% at sales coordinator, which used to be sales coordinator. Again, they have decreased a little bit, but we're getting paid on a larger amount. So when we did the math together, the checks came out larger. I just want to assure you guys that. Any questions? Even though I went backwards there. So let's try to answer some of your questions by.
I have a question. So this won't show up though until January, correct?
Correct. None of this shows up until January 1. And we are going to talk about what to do if you've got a brand new person that wants to go up the marketing plan. How do you, address that? I'm going to address that very briefly in a little bit. But yes, all of this is effective 2020, January 1. Let me see my notes. Did I forget anything? So we're going to go over the Tower Garden in just a minute, but all retail sales profit, whatever we're calling sales profit, I forget what we're calling sales profit. It's all 10% on Juice Plus products, but it is going up to 25% on Tower Garden products. So that's a huge jump from what we used to get, by the way. That's very exciting. So when we talk about the Tower Garden, maybe I'll try to bring some of that up more if we need to, but 25% on Tower Garden products. Okay, so partner, first level. When you join us, you guys can read there. Don't think anything has changed there other than the amount that we get, 10%. So when you get promoted to the first level, which is your Partner Plus, we still have the fast track. It's still 30 days, but note that you have to have 1,000 promotional product volume. So we no longer use the term PVC, it's promotional product volume. Remember, it's the price. And so you now need 1,000, which is about 3 plus, a little over 3 trio.
It's, Leanne, I just did it real quick. It's essentially doing 2 trios and 1 quad.
Okay, perfect. But what's so doggone excited about this is we no longer have to have households. Does that excite anyone to get as much?
Whoop, whoop. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. So if you have mom and dad that want to order and get their 2 kids on the health study, need 1 more customer, that's all you need. If you have mom, dad, and grandma that live all in the same household, that's good too. As long as it's 3 preferred customers. It can be mom, dad, grandma. It can be mom, dad, adult child that moved back in your house. It doesn't have to be addresses. It doesn't have to be, I mean, they blew that completely out of the water. It's just preferred customer. Does everybody understand that? Have any questions about that? And remember, it is 30 days from the first day of your order, but if you restart, they have changed that as well. Can I talk about that for a second? Will I confuse anyone? You all know that you can restart. So if somebody joins your team and in the first 30 days they do not make it to Partner Plus and they restart somewhere down the road, if you were like rocking and rolling and you had 5 or 10 people that were doing this, all of a sudden you're keeping track of all those dates. They have now changed that to the first day of the month for restarts. So if your partner that wants to be a Partner Plus wants to still do their 30-day fast track and get the $50 bonus, and by the way, they now get a $50 bonus as a title reward, and they also get a free Juice Plus Live conference ticket. First time ever they've given them to this level of the marketing plan, so that's very fun. But if they want to restart, say that they placed that order, they placed an order on the 5th of the following month and the 10th of that same month, so they've got 2 orders and they just need to find a couple more, it goes back to the 1st. So they have 30 days starting from the 1st of that month. Questions on that?
I admit I probably will later, but right now I think I understand.
Okay. The other exciting thing is if you have a new customer that ordered the quad and decides 4 months down the road she wants to be a partner with you, we can now count that order as a new order, even though it's 4 months old, and it's because she placed that order. She now wants to be a partner on your team. Used to be that we had to cancel or do some crazy stuff, they wouldn't count it. Now it's counted.
And that's if it is reshipping in her window, correct?
That's, yep, 4 months down the road. So if it's reshipping in her window. Thanks for that clarification. Yes. pretty quiet, so I'm going to move on. Again, I'll stop for any questions, so you guys feel free to unmute yourself. There's also a chat down on the bottom you can click on and type your question if you're not comfortable asking it, and we'll respond there as well.
Just want to verify.
Mhm.
Does not include one-time shipping items, right?
Yes, let's talk about that, Darcy. Hi, Darcy. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So Darcy brings up a really good point. They still do not want to count one-time orders. And of course, the only time you can have one-time orders is like our bars and our shakes, right? And you can order them one time. If you place them as a one-time order, they will not count them. What you need to do, and they've been very point blank this time about that, what you need to do is place that order as a reoccurring order, and then I guess cancel it down the road. This is one I don't pretend to understand. We're just going to leave it there. However, the one exception is Tower Gardens. If you have a one-time Tower Garden order, they want to pay in full, in other words, they will count that. I don't know. So there's that. Any other comments on that, Darcy? Is there anything else that you learned that you wanted to share with us on that? No?
That's all I know about.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's talk about the qualifying sales coordinator. Again, this used to be the VF. You can still do a fast track in 60 days. It's 4,000 promotional product volume now instead of 2,000 like it was. Again, that's because of the amount of points that we get for each product. And the structure is you need to have at least one new team member that starts out as a partner. And they have to have a preferred customer order. And check out the fact that there is no what did I call it? No addresses, no, what did we call them? No
Households.
households. Thank you. I've already forgotten that term because I just liked it so much. There's no households anymore. Thank you.
I'm next to my Tower Garden and it's running right now, so I have to stay muted and then it won't unmute for me. It's a pain in the butt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so there's no households. It's simply just preferred customers, and you can have multiple preferred customers in your home. It does say you have to generate a minimum of 1,000 from your preferred customer volume. Just means you and your customers. Maximum of 1,500 from your own household orders. They did use that household order. They used that household word there. Oh my goodness, I thought we got rid of it.
Yeah, they did. But I think that number's higher than it used to be. I think you could only use 600 points from your promotion. So they made it easier. So more of your own use items, if your whole family's using it, will count.
So I stand corrected. We do use household in one area, and apparently it's in this area. But for the most part, it's just preferred customers. And you can see down the bottom there, your reward title is still the same. The sponsor still gets the same bonus. They get a free conference ticket, etc., etc. Nothing else has changed there. I'm going to move on to sales coordinator unless anyone has any questions. So then sales coordinator, this time you're generating 12,000 in promotional product volume in 6 months or less. That hasn't changed. The structure is 1 partner plus and 2, which were VFs, QSCs, qualifying sales coordinators, in 3 separate lines, at least 1 qualifying sales coordinator within the 6-month window. So if you started the journey and then restarted is what they're saying there. That's why they say that.
Now, I don't want to confuse everybody, but do generations count here too, Leanna? So very simply, let's say I have a downline member named Tom, and then Tom has somebody beneath him named Mike. Tom decides he's just going to stay just keeping his own partner plus himself, but then his guy, Mike, wants to go for qualifying sales coordinator. Does that meet the need for this position?
Thanks. Yes, it does.
So basically what that means is they've made it even easier to reach these promotions.
Mhm.
They don't have to necessarily be front line, just separate lines.
Nope, they don't. Yep. And at this point, then you get a $600 title reward. So does your active sponsor, whoever's helping you, get promoted to sales coordinator. You get another free conference ticket. They now send you leads from the company, and you start being eligible for that.
And guys, those leads, holy goodness, that's like passive money. It's awesome. They come to you.
Customers. Yep. They just give you customers. It's pretty cool, you guys. So you want to do that. Okay. Questions on that as we move on? So I guess I did create this very boring slide this morning at 7 o'clock. But anyway, what's new? Minimum household rule is gone, except for the one exception. That, by the way, that all goes away October 1st. Most everything else, we mentioned this earlier, is effective January 1, 2020. But the minimum number of household rule does go away October 1st. They were very clear about that. Again, restarts are simpler. New partner can use their own order. Free starting to ship in that same month. I think we covered all of that. I'm going to turn it over to, let me just see if there's anything else that I forgot, but I'm ready to turn it over to you. I did create a few slides, Sarah. We didn't communicate about that, but I'm just going to kind of wing it based on what you're talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and let you take it away, and if I need to come back, I will, if you cover anything.
Okay, so I apologize because my tower garden is set for the top of the hour to run for 15 minutes. So can everybody hear me okay without like too much background noise? Okay, so the people who are at conference with me know this because I was being really silly. I have been terrified of the tower garden. Okay, I purchased it because they were like super cool and I wanted to do it, but I am someone who kills everything. And like, if it's a cactus that you water once a year, don't worry, I'll find a way to kill it. Like, it's bad. So I was really intimidated with doing this thing. I built it right before I was going to have Ryder. So Ryder's almost 2. Let's just put that into perspective. How long ago I built my beautiful tower garden and then never, ever planted it because I was terrified of not being able to do it. So anyway, I'm sitting in conference and they bring out the tower gardens, which, okay, so they always love to talk about how sexy the tower garden is and how well it sells. And, you know, it's like, what did the Green Machine, Ritz, what did he say it was? He said it was vegetable porn.
Steven.
Steven Ritz. He was like, it's just amazing. Like, you have to go for these tower gardens. They sell so well. But they came out with Tower Garden Home, which is a new version. And I was like, dang it, why wasn't this around when I bought it? Because it's so, so simple. Okay, I want to start with saying I was wrong, and the original Tower Garden is pretty dang simple. And so I don't know why I was so worried, but Leanna and Dennis like held my hand like a toddler through it, and I got through it. It's planted, it's growing. Here, I can't tell if I'm.
Ooh, we just lost you, Sarah. You're on mute and no.
Somehow I muted myself.
Yeah, we don't have.
What happened here?
There you go.
Weird. Okay, sorry guys. So let me see. How do you change the screen on the tower garden? Is it, or not on the, do you know what I mean? Like, how do you switch your screen? There it is. Okay. So here it is. She's lit up and she's running and she's semi-planted. I'm waiting on a couple more seeds to show up, but ta-da. One thing I did want to,
just like a proud mama.
I am. I'm so stinking proud because I didn't think I could do it. Okay, so I'm going to do this with my phone. So selfie-wise, okay, I'm 5'5", and this thing, I'm taller than it with the lights on, except the little arms stick up. So it's about 6 foot tall together right now. So what they did for this Tower Garden Home was they made it much more compact and sleek so that it fits in better because, well, let me see if I can do this again. Let's flip this one more time. The base is a little bit bulky. This is the Tower Garden Flex that we now call it. It's not huge, but it's a little bit more bulky than what they decided to do, which is pretty exciting to me. The new Tower Garden Home is only about 24 inches. It fits a space of 24 inches wide. So like, think about like your end table next to your sofa. It fits next to it if you wanted to. Crazy, right? No, wait, not even the best part. It's a 2-button system. 1, 2, indoor, outdoor, done. You don't have to think about anything. Like, it's that crazy good, guys. So here's why I planted my new tower, or my tower garden that I've never used. Because there's no way my husband's going to let me buy the new one unless this one's working. So anyway, so I went ahead and it was like, I have to plant this and see if I could run this one, because there's no way Lynn's going to ever bite off on buying another tower garden, because I want the new one. The other really cool thing about it is that it's so lightweight and small that they built it so that you could make it into a demo tower garden to take with you to events, to, job fairs, like the different kinds of booth events that you would go do. So you can literally stick it in the back of your, what did they say? Honda Civic. It'll fit in the trunk of a Honda Civic and go with you, because all you take is like, the, what do they call them? Baby greens or microgreens tops, which on that picture you can see up at the top. The smaller one, there's like 3 of those levels you can take with you. And then you take the base, which they walked it across the stage, you guys, and I about fell over how easy it was to just pick it up and walk it over, all assembled, la-di-da, no big deal. It was so cool. So anyway, that's another thing. Now, Leanna said about talking about the pricing a little bit. That was something I was going to touch on these. So what they're doing, guys, is they are increasing how much the, I don't have to yell anymore. It's done. It's all, it's done running. I'm sorry that I'm like right next to it. I wanted to be able to show you guys my proud new baby tower garden. So anyway, I got distracted for a second. Let me revamp here. So our sales profit on all of our products that are our consumables, right, is 10%. But the sales profit on tower gardens is now 25%. And then we go ahead and we make commission on top of that. Okay. So they made it where we're making more on each tower garden that we sell, because they are typically a one-time sales situation for us. So that benefits us. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that this Tower Garden Home is due to be released on November 1st. And if it doesn't quite make November 1st, it'll be very shortly after that we can sell. And we will be making per Tower Garden Home, and this is without commission on top of it, $167.50 on every Tower Garden Home. So that's like, let's talk about that. You have a new person who really wants a Tower Garden Home because they're sleek and they're sexy and they're awesome. Well, that's a really good incentive to have them sign up to be a partner and use it towards getting that $167 back off of it. That's essentially getting almost their lights paid for their Tower Garden Home, which is pretty cool. And, to talk about that too, like I know that, I'm not sure how it works. Leanna, you can correct me on this, but Tower Garden Home, the price itself is $670. So if we're going for 1,000 points to get to Partner Plus, pretty much that and a consumable product gets you to your Partner Plus, right, Leanna?
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
So they're making it really easy to use Tower Gardens to start your business off and going. And then not to mention, you get your Partner Plus, right? This is another way to talk to people about selling these Tower Garden homes. Get your Partner Plus and you get another $50 check towards your investment in a Tower Garden home, which I think is super cool. The other really fancy thing, so I was showing my Tower Power stick that Leanna and Dennis told me I needed. This is my tool for my Tower Garden Flex to figure out how many gallons of water in the base. Well, they took away the guesswork from that too. And in the Tower Garden Home, there's a little bulb that floats and it sticks up a stick that tells you based on the level when it's time to refill your Tower Garden. So they even took the guesswork out of that. Literally, they designed a Tower Garden for people who kill everything like me. And it just came out. It's coming out November 1st. Like, that's exciting. I'm pretty excited. Like, I think I could really do it. So, is there anything else that we wanted to talk about that, Leanna, with pricing or anything?
I think only what I mentioned about, they're saying that like the wheels are plastic.
Oh yeah.
It's only got 13-gallon reservoir. So really, it's not really meant to be outside. I mean, you can use it outside because what is that monitors or the monitoring system for in and out?
The smart button thing?
Yeah. Can
you
talk about that one more second?
So I didn't take as great a notes because I was just sitting there like this.
I know.
Like I just was so dumbfounded, but it literally is, there's a programming thing and I can kind of show you. So like on our current system, we have like the lights have a timer. Okay. That's a good example where it's all where you program it based on how long you want it to run inside. Right now, it's literally just like a handheld dial and you push one button to indoor and it programs everything for you. Lights, water, all of that.
Mhm. But it has
And
an
that's what I know.
it has an outdoor button as well. So you go I
Mhm.
for out indoor and O is for outdoor. But they said really it's not designed for outdoor. Don't sell it for outdoor if you can't, you know, if you've got a choice, because it'll blow over, especially in some place like Colorado, because it only has 13 gallons, so it's not heavy enough to hold it up. The wheels are plastic, so they're really wanting this to be indoor. But I suppose if you're a city folk and have a little balcony maybe or something, I don't know where we have to learn more about why that would be applicable for an outdoor use.
Mhm.
But really, in all disclosure, it's really meant to be indoor, is what they're saying.
And I think I just remembered the last thing I wanted to say was that Tower Garden Home, the new pricing as far as like what we get back, like the retail sales profit is starting with the $167.50 as of November 1st. So that's not going to change in January. It's the same price because it's a new product. They're rolling it out with the new retail sales profit. The Tower Garden Flex right now is $55 that we get on each one. And that, as of January 1st, will be going up to $155 per. So if you're working with like an outdoor gardening person that wants it for then, yeah, you'd be getting more profit in January on those. But I think that's cool that they've done that they've increased what we make on those tower gardens because we don't have the consumables to go along with them that we make profit on continuously.
Yeah, just to simplify that, everything starts January 1 except for this new product, the Tower Garden Home,
Yep.
25% retail or sales profit November 1st or whenever it comes out. They're a little iffy on that. But everything else that you sell, whether it be Tower Garden, Juice Plus, January 1.
That was a much better way to put it. Thank you, Leanna.
Well, just a different way. So
this was my little breadcrumb from conference. Like I got giddy over the dang new Tower Garden Home.
cool. Cool. Darcy, are you on and share a little bit about, she's a brand new conference goer, first time ever, yay! And I'd love for you to share whatever you want to share, Darcy, and how much fun you had or not. No. Actually, everybody fell in love with you, Darcy. Everybody said, oh, that Darcy, she's so cool. I said, yeah, she is. She's my cousin. But anyway, she's got kind of cool. Okay, go ahead.
I fell in love with just about everything. It was so much fun, so much excitement, very encouraging, really got you refocused on what's coming about, especially with all these new changes. The biggest thing I liked was the simplicity. I really like the fact that, I call it the more user-friendly simplicity, because it just is going to make our lives so much simpler to be able to communicate pricing and compensation structure, as well as there was a lot going on with the new One World model, which is kind of incorporates the website that they're doing and improving on. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, have seen the changes already that have been made to the virtual office, but they are just making it so much easier all the way around. What else can I tell you about? I think Leanna's covered most everything I was going to talk about. I just know that this is going to be, help inform our customers as well as our new partners, and inspire and empower them. I'm real excited with the improvements with the web-based part of it, because it will help to send them each to one site to get all their information, which I am so looking forward to.
Cool.
Darcy, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I missed this part because I hadn't flown in just yet. So do you know anything exciting that's coming down the pipes with regards to the Omegas that you can share with us?
Omegas.
Yeah, with the research. Did they talk a little bit about what studies they're doing with those?
Yes, they actually had a study that came back on the Omegas. I cannot remember where the trial was done, but it showed awesome results. The biggest thing I got as a takeaway from that was a little goes a long way, meaning that you don't need an extraordinary large amount of the Omegas to get a great difference in the effects of all the Omegas, that have been presented, which is, your cholesterol levels, overall skin health, nail health, body health. So please take those Omegas.
And just to give you guys a little background, thank you, Darcy, on the Omegas and why they did that study, is because when the Omegas first came out, a lot of health practitioners were telling us that, oh, you're not getting enough of the different components in it. They were very concerned that our Omegas didn't have enough chutzpah. And ultimately, that's why they did that study, to say, look, they're very robust because they're the full spectrum 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Yeah, they were all over. It's all good. So thanks, Darcy. They also mentioned, by the way, there wasn't much research this time because there was so much nuts and bolts, but they also mentioned during the research part that there's going to be new product labels on Juice Plus, but nothing to fear in that there's no changes as far as the blends and what they're doing with the product. It's simply just FDA changing the label. They're making us do some different things. So you will start to see some new labels in the near future, but the products are not changing, just the labeling as a result of some FDA requirements. Does anybody else have anything to add that was there? I don't know that Jen got on yet, but as far as the research, Sarah, maybe you weren't there, Sarah, Dennis, does anybody else remember anything else from the research? It was a very short part of our time, which is unusual. But if anyone—
I don't remember anything with the research, but did y'all speak about the cart? How that you can create a cart and then send it to someone?
We did not. Do you remember? Want to share that? That's a cool one to share.
It is pretty interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're able to go in and put together a cart for someone with the products that you talk to them about, put their name, phone number, and then you can send that cart to them, and then they can maybe add to their order or change their order slightly, but everything is there. And then on top of that, when they receive that cart, when they open the cart, and when they place the order.
Wow. So I missed that. Is that through Virtual Office? Are we sending it from Virtual Office to do we send them a link, or is it like an email or a text?
That I do not know, because I don't know when it exactly starts, and I haven't found it. I was doing some searching yesterday and have not been able to locate it. Does anybody know what happened to the search part of the Virtual Office?
There's really never been much of a search, and if you were able to enter anything, it went out to the World Wide Web. It's pretty lame, but they're proving that. So if it ever was anything—
Don't get Leanna started on IT. We don't have time for that today. Not on this call.
Yes, so Dark, I think it was going to start in the future. I think that's a future benefit they're going to provide, but you're going to be able to text them this little cart, and they, how you used to tell people, oh, just go to the website and, order the product. They would never do it, right? And I thought that was just me. The whole crowd said, yeah, no one ever did that. So now you sign them up, you put the information in, first name, last name, all that stuff, and then all they do, by the way, then you send them the cart, they put their credit card information in, maybe they might put their address in, but you place their order, that type of thing, and then they just put the rest of the information in. So the order is nice. But like Darcy said, then you get emails, you get notification when they've opened it, when they've ordered it, all that stuff. So they've done it.
That's awesome.
And word is on the street, you guys, just a little of going rogue here, but the word is on the street after January 1. If your customer does not have their customer portal, you will not be able to enter in their credit card information. They are going to prevent us as reps from entering that information in. Your customer is going to have to enter it through the portal if they change it, or probably through this card. I think that's probably one of the reasons they're doing this card. So that's what's to come, you guys. Yeah.
Okay, so I might have an issue with that because I have some customers that do not do computer at all. So can they call?
Probably. We'll have to find out all those details down the road.
Yeah.
There are those.
I think one thing that I did want to bring up about going to conference, just in general, and that I always love about going to conference, is that you see team members who you maybe have talked to on the phone for, I don't know, years, like Dennis. I've known Dennis over Voxer for a very long time, and you know, him doing burpees during our Merry Little Detox and things. Like, I've known him through Facebook, and you know, and I knew Darcy from a couple of phone calls and things, but and Deb Hookie, who came and we adopted her into our team, you know, people that have been truly inspirational and a big part of my business. I never met face to face, and finally getting to meet them in person is amazing. And like, I think the biggest part of Kay, we missed you, by the way, no guilt trips or anything, but I missed your face. I did. But like, when we're all together, it's like, wow, this really is a team. This really is a family. And, you know, and we squabbled over restaurants like a family, trying to figure out where the heck to go eat. But I'm teasing. It wasn't a squabble. It was more like, this place isn't quite good enough. Let's keep going. So
like, you guys got to help me here. I don't know where we're going to all but eat.
Oh my gosh. We had so much fun though, guys. And we didn't get pooped on by the bats. Like, we were a little concerned. I was concerned that we were going to get pooped on because of these bats, but it was good. And I want to kind of just impress upon the fact that when you have the opportunity to see people who, you know, our team is kind of all over the country. When you have opportunities to get together like this and just focus on each other, it's pretty miraculous. It was really, really awesome from that side of things.
Dennis, did you want to share anything from Dennis?
Actually, I did. To me, one of the key things that happened at conference, and happens every time, is that I think all of us have all these barriers we erect when we're doing business. You know, we have all these fears and concerns about things. And if you listen to any of his speeches, especially Shelley Mackey, who was really, really awesome in closing the conference, she just, everything that you have as a fear or barrier to doing business or your own self-confidence, she had every one of those things. And every customer that you resist, she was one of those resisting customers who said, get this stuff out of my face. Yet you watched her journey as she walked through it and talked through it. You know, it was just such a, I guess, reassuring thing that we all have these common fears. And here she is, 100 Club person, smashed through everything, all those barriers, and just ended up developing such self-confidence. And I think, to me, that was one of the key takeaways from conference. They talked about a key word was comfort versus courage. And they used that expression, and I think it really does. You get great comfort from listening to the stories, and you get great courage from listening to the stories. And to me, that's, you know, get to conference. That's a really big, big plus if you're trying to, you know, jumpstart your business, re-energize your business, just getting started. That's the great way to launch your boat.
Thank you. Cool.
And I guess one last thing I wanted to say that I was hoping Jen Taylor would be on here with me. Jen and I have already decided that we're going to be each other's date to the Eltons this fall. So we've got big goals ahead. Get ready, guys, because we're going to go have fun. So let's make this fun and go start getting ready. Like, this is a great, great time to start getting team going again as we go into the holidays and then come into this January 1st. New rules, better paychecks, better bonuses. It's going to be good. Good things to come.
And yes, Jen, we wanted to have you on today because we are putting you in charge of fun. She's the one that got us on those doggone scooters. Just about killed myself, but I did have a lot of fun.
F-U-N, F-U-N, yeah, fun.
And yeah, We're going to put her ahead. She's going to be in charge of FUN. Maybe you had to be there. I don't know. Right? And I did not want to close with this, but there's one more thing that I think is important that you guys need to know. As you bring on new team members between now and the end of the year, do not get all wrapped around the axle about all these different numbers. Simply what you tell them is it's a transitional time. You show them all of the old stuff because that's what we know. And you tell them it is going to change. They're going to see some things down the road, but essentially they need about 3 people to do their HLP. They need around 12 or 13 people to do their 2000 plus, 12 if it's before January 1st, 13 if it's after. And they need 24 to be into bonus before or 27 after. So let me, you guys write this down. When you bring a new person on to do their HLP, they need about 3 customers or 3 customers, 3 preferred customers. For the 2000 plus, they need around 12 customers. We're talking trio, of course, but 12 customers for 2000 plus. If you're going for bonus, you need to have around 24 customers to be in, to qualify your business, to be in that bonus status. It's 27 after the first year. And tell them we'll watch their numbers. That's all they need to concentrate on. Don't worry about all the confusion. By the way, the next call, I want to talk a little bit about the new virtual office, because if you guys haven't noticed how many bells and whistles are on there now and how you can tell where you're at in mid-month, so you know if you're going to qualify your business, you know what you need to qualify because it tells you what you've been paid out, what you're going to be paid out. So voila, what you got left to do. And so there's no guessing, there's no running reports at the nth hour to try to figure it out. It's amazing. So I am actually complimenting our IT team today. I mean, put that on the calendar, Sarah, yes, because they have done a fantastic job of some of this stuff. So amazing. I want to show you where some of the old reports were and some of the new ones are going to be, but we're going to do that next time. I don't want to keep you guys any longer unless there's someone else besides me that has something else to say. Anybody? Go ahead and unmute yourself. And again, thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for coming, the ones that came to conference, you guys. It was so much fun. I totally enjoyed all of you. I love that you guys all got to know each other and just love on each other and honor each other. And guys, just, it was fun to watch you all get to know each other. And I can't wait for Phoenix, you guys. And that's where Kate usually joins us.
Yay! Okay, well now I have to go to Phoenix.
Right? Because
I have to.
Right, Kate?
That's right.
Kay, anything you wanted to add? You had to be kind of quiet today.
No, it was just, it's kind of a lot to take in and kind of have to sort through it all. But yeah, it was fun to hear about it.
Yeah, this is my 5th.
So fun that you guys had a great time together.
Fun.
Yeah.
And remember, what's new on your virtual ops? Go there. They've got tons of materials for you to go through. Great training materials, you guys. Use it.
Okay.
I'm going to stop it.